I was about to say the actual family. I don't know too many other than Nomi. Sadly.
That's my
But I was
grandpa.
about to say, in terms of BBMC, my buddy JC's in it, and I know
Yeah, I know
a lot of the
JC.
BBMC. Yeah, he's my good buddy.
I've seen you down there.
Yep. I was about to say I'm kind of in a weird, I don't know what to call it. I guess like crossover period because I would love to join the BBMC because I live right here, you know, and I am constantly down at the Billy just hanging out. But
I was
I'm a
BBMC
Sin.
back in the day.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
I'll go kick your
person.
car.
My knees.
How was I stood
Motherfucker!
perfectly in the safest
I'll go
spot?
kick your car.
Like,
No, I wouldn't.
That's one of those things where it's like you just
Bye,
don't
Grandpa.
move, you know what I
See you
mean?
later.
Like, it's like bowling, you know what I mean? You might be the pin
See-
that just gets, you know, just.
I was a founding member of Seaside.
hey,
And I followed
heck
my
yeah.
ex-husband out of Seaside, and I regret it every day because I miss Seaside. They still family. Even the new guys like
Oh, yeah.
Twang,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they still like family to me. And I had joined the BBMC. And then a bunch of shit went down with the BBMC, and we all disbanded. And then, they brought back Michelangelo brought back the BBMC. Is that Rooster?
She just runs
Keep
off.
going.
So
I was about to
I'm,
make a bad joke.
I'm close with a lot of the gangs.
I know,
Yeah,
but
that's awesome though.
It's just it was Rooster, right? So he's like, you know, a cock, right? Like you just saying.
Rooster Cockburns. That's his name.
It's like we're flipping the tables, right? Because earlier, anyways, I mean, I feel like I'm barking up a tree. I'm never gonna get down. So yeah,
Yeah.
Damn.
Haha.
I'm the cat and the dog in that analogy. By the way, yeah. I realize I
So-
just messed it up.
If I was to ever rejoin a gang or join another gang, it would probably be BBMC, but to join a gang. I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with wars and gang shit, so I'll just, stay friendly with gangs.
No, and I understand that, and that's kind of where I've been at too. You know, is I really my buddy JC, he brought me into the city, you know, and I've kind of been a solo unit. I've met a few people here and there that have been really cool, you know, but like I really want a sense of like, I guess belonging is the right word. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love the Sins. They're an amazing group of people and individuals, and I really love like all of them. I really do. But it's so fucking far away, and I'm never
True.
up there.
Hey man, home is where you make it.
Exactly.
Or as Timon says, home is where your rump rests.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I think they just closed, my man. Sadly.
Yeah, I don't think they're open.
But I got
man.
you here. I got you, my man.
So sometimes,
Is that
I
Solomon
hang
by
out
the way?
in the BBMC. Sometimes I hang
There you
out
go,
with the
man.
Seaside. I hang out with
Yeah.
HOA,
Is
the
that Solomon?
Ballas, the Vagos.
Raccoon
you.
mask guy.
Heck
Oh,
yeah,
you're not
good
Solomon.
rest of your
Sorry.
day.
I hang out with everybody mostly.
Hell yeah. And same here. Like I was about to say, I'm cool with a lot of people. Like I just made friends over in the NSL block.
Oh yeah, I
so-
got friends over in NSL too. I don't hang
Hell
out
yeah.
there.
I was about to say I was told that I could come and hang out at the NSL block of it as well. So
That was I spent my first night in the city hanging out in the NSL block with Ghost when he used to be NSL.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I stabbed somebody in an NSL block.
Ooh.
I
My
like
first night in the
it.
city. Ghost gave me a
Hell yeah.
knife and he told me to stab somebody. So I'm like, okay, boink.
Okay, shake, shake.
Oh.
Night night, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I want to use my my Crambit on somebody. Waiting for somebody to piss me off to the point where I'm going to use it on them.
Oh, when you use it on them, you can be like, "Shank you very much."
That's actually amazing.
Yes, it's the best thing.
Oh,
When I have my hammer and I hammer somebody, I'm like, "Let's hammer this out real quick."
Nice.
They get away. They get away. Just stab you later.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Your laugh is making me laugh.
I You know how on the Book of Faces you poke people. Can I poke you?
No.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh my gosh, in like the best of ways, man. Laughter is so. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do.
Twang's got a great laugh.
Thank you, ladies and
Laughter
gentlemen.
is literally like the best medicine. I think.
Exactly.
It is.
I think it's because like real laughter, you don't really choose to laugh. You just
True.
it just
Yeah.
happens, and that's to me like comedy in its purest form. Like if like the Joker laugh is forced, right? But like laughter, you can
tell when somebody is genuinely amused when they start laughing.
You could tell someone a joke when they're pissed at you, and they'll still be like, "Fuck, I have to laugh a little bit." Like that was actually funny, and that's what's amazing. Like laughter cuts through all emotion. We think anger is so strong, and it is. But laughter is like the pure form of that too, of the other side. And that's why I love it.
It's like pure joy.
Like,
I don't.
There's sometimes that Marshall is so stupid, and like he'll tell a joke, and I'm trying not to laugh, and I'm just sitting there like.
Yeah, exactly. And you're almost like fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, come on, I'm trying to be mad at you, and you're actually being funny now. Like, okay.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I honestly when I say love too, like love's a strong word. You know what I mean? People say I love this cheeseburger. I really try not to say that anymore because like it's strong. But I truly, when I say I love laughter, I think it's like it's more than medicine. You know what I mean? It's
true.
Exactly. And if you have a mental disorder, like I'm gonna call it this, depression, I think is a mental disorder. You know, and depression, man, laughter is one of the best ways to make yourself get out of depression. You know,
true.
Fucking literally, if you have been having a horrible fucking week, go laugh. Your whole week will fucking be forgot about.
There's one movie, if I ever am having a horrible day, I will turn it on, and every time, no matter how many times I see it, I will laugh my ass off, and I don't even care. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, I've battled.
My neck, my back. My back.
I've battled with some depression, and you know, I mean, my opinion is like, there's
when knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, class.
Come on, man. I just need a crack rock, please, man. Man, I'll suck your dick. Love that part.
Bye, Felicia.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that is. You guys are like, I'm like watching the scenes in my head. You say it so. Yeah, no, I mean, I've battled with depression, and I honestly, I mean, like, I feel like there's times when it's like, yeah, things that used to make you laugh won't, and that's, I think at that time you just got to sit with it because there's no distraction. And the thing, I don't know, my sister said something I was like, I thought it was really wise. It's very succinct. I was thinking about it, but she just like had it in a very succinct way, and I was like, I like this. But, you know, she said like, you know, feelings aren't meant to be fixed. They're just meant to be felt. And all feelings go away eventually. And it doesn't mean that makes it better in the moment, but you know what I mean? It's like just to learn to sit with it, and then you can go through something, not get over, you know. And
yes.
And a lot of people that have depression are overthinkers, not to interrupt you, but it's just a thought, you know. It is a thought at the end of the day, you know. How you've thought about having a hamburger with pickles on it. You also thought about, you know, fucking hanging out with your best friend. It was just a thought. Why are you taking this sad one so seriously?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like laughter too. You can't help emotions. We just react, and that's why I like the fixing thing. It's not meant to be fixed. It's like these are just like sensors or indicator, like on your car. Like, hey, something just hit us, or hey, you know, we need more fuel, or you know, stuff like that. That's what these things are. And I mean, that's why I know, like, laughter is. I like thinking of laughter and depression because you can't really you can't help being depressed. It's just happens, right? Like you wake up. I was about to say,
I think humans are kind of. I think depression is like our yin to our yang.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're supposed to move from up and down. That's the hard part. Like when I was young, I didn't realize. I was like, I think I'm gonna be like this forever, and then you're good for a little bit, and then you're back down, and you're like, what's happening? I just go back to where I was, and then you realize, no, I've been moving forward actually the whole time. It just feels like it's not. And feelings are hard to really distinguish between each other, but they're not meant to be like, you know, distinguished. They're just meant to be felt.
Yes.
And that's the most amazing thing is you're the only one that can feel them, and so you're the one that gets to judge and make those executive decisions. Like, okay, I'm feeling shitty today. You know what? I'm gonna decide to do some cheerful things today. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
when I wake up and I'm feeling shitty, I just wake up, get into my Mustang, drive to somewhere where I know there's going to be people, so I can like talk and get those feelings out and get them just like let them go.
It's crazy with that too. If you take that thought and run with it a bit, like, actually, what you guys looking for food?
Hello, ballas.
Yeah.
Hi.
Heck, ballas.
I like the tattoos, boys. Straight up purple arms. I like it.
I mean nothing by it, Cito.
I know. Did you just call me Cito? That is so rude.
Oh, wrong.
Ooh.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, he
The
looks
one
a
and
bit
only
different.
Danny. Come on.
Danny,
That's how
change your hair
I
too.
feel. I ran into fuck. I can't even remember his name now, but I thought he was Spanner Mike, and he wasn't.
Why did you do this,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was like, "What's up, Mike?" And he's like, "I'm not Mike. Did you just
I
call me
know,
Spanner
I
Mike?" And
know.
I was like,
Everyone was really
"No."
It's good though.
That's
Yeah,
when they're
sure,
like hammer time, and
does,
you're
it
like,
does,
I
it
touch
looks
this
good.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Where's the
what you
food
saying,
at?
man?
It's got my new
Oh,
foot.
it's yeah.
Nice,
Closed?
nice.
It's closed.
Yeah, they're
Oh, have you
closed.
seen the baby yet?
Yeah, you showed me it the other day.
I did. I love my baby.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, man.
Babe. I was gonna say, the thing with those, like, you take that thought and run with it. Like, if someone, like, if you said something really nasty to me, it's my choice to be angry at you. You know what I mean? Like, in many
Exactly.
ways, like, it's like no one really has the power to change how you feel. I mean, you're gonna react, of course, but at the end of the day, if I hold it against you, that's me. You know what I mean? Like, no
Yeah.
one.
And I love the term.
How you think it's crazy. Sorry.
Yeah, I love the term snowflake for people because I mean it's used, hatefully, but I like it in terms for people that they hear something, they take it in and they misunderstand it or something, so they get upset. Like you just said, it's up to you to decide how you take it. I could tell you that your shoes are ugly, but it's on you to take it as constructive criticism or an insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be like, well, thanks, man. How do you, what kind of pair of shoes do you suggest? Or you could be like, hey, fuck you, man. And like, I don't know, snowflakes, sure, they're a lot more tender. And like, if you insult somebody that is a snowflake and that kind of jazz, not all of them are built and can handle insults like that. Some of them have traumatic pasts, so their brain just automatically goes to the worst fucking thing. And it's like those type of people I really feel sorry for, and I really hope that they're doing all right, because I used to be one of those type of people, and I definitely know that you can have some horrible problems with like overthinking and thinking that the world hates you when like somebody was just trying to give you constructive criticism. Hey, your pants look bad today, and then you go home and you're like, oh my god, he hated fucking everything about me. I'm a fucking horribly ugly individual. It's like mind can play tricks on you, man, and it is crazy.
Yeah, that's what my shadow self inner dialogue says at times. And then, yeah, it's true. It's funny that I the people I interact with that react that. I'm like, oh, that's just your shadow on the outside. Like, that's, you know what I mean? It's easier for you to manage it there, right? And I've put mine internally, which is also why I'm super hard on myself. And over time, I realized I was there's a Jungian kind of exercise where you like kind of like talk with yourself. Essentially, you write down.
Yeah.
Oh, you want the same thing I want. You're just being a dick about it. And I'm like, this is me talking to myself, which sounds so weird. But then I realized I saw that in other people, and then I also thought, the inner experience is a social experience, which is how if you learn to talk to yourself or yourselves, then you'll learn to talk to other people. It's one and the same. People, you'll learn to talk to yourself too. So.
Exactly, and your subconscious is like one of the rudest and
I'm
meanest
going to show off
things.
the accessibility, so I'll see you boys.
Oh shit.
Yeah, see you later.
Take
Buddy.
it easy. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
because it's ignored, right? Like if you're a kid trying to get someone's attention and you realize, like, if I say, hey, sometimes your parents don't look over, but if you're like, fuck, they're like, oh, what'd you just say? You know what I mean? And then I think that's how that lower,
Exactly.
deeper parts of us realize, like, wait, I can get your attention. I just have to be me.
Exactly. You know, like I have in my head, you know, I have inadequacy dreams, you know, about my significant other and that kind of jazz and being cheated on and that. And I know that it's for
Mumble's fucked. Alright.
It's just like so otherworldly, you know, it's crazy.
it really is. That's the thing about the subconscious is like is always trying to do I think what's true. Philosophical things and open my mind to a lot of things. Yes.
Yeah, man, that's a lot to carry, but you know, I think we are getting what we can carry, you know. So that's I could hear too that you're you know what I mean. You're working through it like a warrior. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Definitely
you gotta face
is,
it.
you know.
But
And
yeah,
I was about to say not to bring any like I don't know like stuff in my brain to the front, but like yesterday my grandma passed away, you know,
Aw.
and like we
man.
saw it coming for a while, so I was able to prepare and like I am sad and you know I'm torn up because it's like you know I'm never gonna be
Yeah,
able to
sad
have
for
those
loss.
conversations with her again. Yeah, but it's like I've cried, you know, and like today I feel way fucking better. You know, I know that she's gone, but I also know that she no longer has to struggle. You know, I understand that it is sad and that I've looked inside myself and that I understand that I'm sad and that it's okay to be sad, but also that I need to move on from being sad and that I can't just sit here and wallow in my sadness because that's how you get into a super depressive, you know. That's how I slip back into depression is I sit here and I wallow in my sadness. I sit
Yeah.
here and I just constantly think about it, you know. And
Yeah, I
there's
think
no
just-
negatives to think about with it, you know. My grandma passed pretty much naturally. She was 89, 90 years
Ooh.
old, you know.
Yeah.
So like she lived an amazing life, you know. The only reason why I should be sad is because now I don't get to experience her life anymore, is what I
Mhm.
think, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, it sounds like you're learning to carry. You know what I mean? Like I often hear that too. I mean, I've had, you know, like pretty much. Yeah, my grandpa was pretty much my dad. You know what I mean in many ways. But
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I remember people saying the same thing too. Like, don't worry, you know, you'll get over it and stuff. I mean, but then I realized I was like, you know, moving on. It's like it's not letting go of that. You know, you're learning to carry that weight. You know, it's something, but you're proud of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I get
Yeah,
that too. It's-
moving on is learning how to accept that it is okay to be sad and that you're never going to see this person, and being okay with that in your life, the rest of your life, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you don't accept the sadness or being okay with it, then you actually can't accept the happy thoughts about them too, and then you end up
Exactly.
ignoring them, and that's more painful and numbing than anything.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what I ended
Oh,
up doing with
God.
my dad at the
Oh, bless me in
beginning.
this time.
Yeah, sorry, man, all close.
Yeah, no, that's what I ended up doing with my dad was I numbed myself to the pain with weed, you know. And I don't know, I turned 20, 21ish, and like I don't know, something in my head just shifted. And it was like, why? Why am I trying to mask this pain that's always going to be there? There's always going to be this void because he's gone forever. There's nothing that can fill that void. So I need to be able to accept that and move on. It's okay to have this void. It's gonna happen. There's people that
Yeah.
I love in my life that are older than my father was that are now gonna pass away that I have to be okay with, you know? Because it's going to happen whether I like it or not. And it's gonna create a void in my feelings and my emotions. And it sucks, but that's okay. You know? That's what
Exactly.
that's what being human is that's a part of it, you know? Is feeling these things and understanding that it's okay to fucking feel this way, you know?
Absolutely.
And I think when that happened, I don't know, like I tore myself up yesterday about it because I was like, I need to cry more, I need to feel more, I need to be more depressed about this. And then last night, I don't know, I was sitting there and I was like, no, I don't. I'm sad enough as it is already, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard to see is what is at risk is the other side of it, right? Yeah, because if you do ignore it, it just numbs. Like, hey, okay, I mean, it's
Exactly.
crazy.
It flips on you.
And it's crazy too that you could explain this to the cow comes home, but until someone like if you're trying to teach someone it, they kind of have to feel the void, and that's what's really interesting about the feelings. It's like we try to be very like logical and explain them, but ultimately we're describing something that can't be described, like how someone feels
Yeah.
a void versus another. It's just that's the best language we can use to describe it. You know what I mean? It's like a psychedelic trip. You know, you can't.
It really
explain it.
is. And you want to know something that's baffling to me is most of the time when we feel what most people describe as sad, and when I'm feeling the craving to see my dad or talk to my dad or something like that, it's not called being sad. It's called being somber.
True. That's really cool. Actually, a good distinguish.
know?
Yeah.
And that's another thing is that it's really hard for people to distinguish between, you know, that feeling right there, you know? Well, I miss the fuck out of my dad and I just want to see him, and so I'm really sad. And it's like, yes, you could label it as sad, but really you're somber, you know?
Yeah.
You want to see him for the pleasurable experience one more time, you know, for the happiness. That's
Yeah.
why you want to see him.
Just between you guys, you know what I mean? I've been working on I guess it's funny. I hate philosophy, but I'm obsessed with it in also like a oxymoronic way. But I've been thinking about that. I've been trying to it's not necessarily anything unique, but just try to label this system in my head as like logical emotion or emotional logic. Because there is like logic and emotion are opposite. They're actually two sides of the
very
same
much so.
coin. You know what I mean? And I do think, like when you stub your toe and you're angry, that feeling of anger is very hard to distinguish from feeling angry if someone called you out on your shoes, right? Like anger just feels like
Yes.
anger. The mind doesn't go, oh, this is angry because of my ego and my shoe. It's like, no. It's just anger is a reaction, or even laughter, right? It's like We almost have to catch it and then analyze it after. But yeah, it's
yeah, you almost have to like catch yourself in the act to realize it.
You got to feel it first and then realize, oh, hey, I just felt this. And then you get faster and faster at that. And then maybe you're like not exploding anymore, but you're like, well, that really pissed me off. And then you're actually able to get in, maybe get through to someone.
And see like what baffles me is our brain and our body feel these things twice as fast as like us as an entity do. So like our body and our brain already realized that, you know, I'm depressed because my grandma died, you know, but it took my brain a fucking minute to catch up and then realize, oh my God, man, I'm fucking sad, you know? And so overall that made me as a person in my brain think I'm sad, you know, like it's just, that's baffling to me too, you know, the chemicals in our bodies that can change that shit as well.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. It's I love this stuff, man. Now we're getting to the real mysterious realm. You know,
I was about to say, my brother has a chemical imbalance in his head, and it's labeled as bipolar disorder, you know? But literally, he can be the happiest motherfucker in the planet, and he is loving his life, and literally, at the drop of a penny, it's all gone, you know? And it's because, literally, his body can't chemically balance his emotions.
Uncontrollably?
Yeah, well, one way they try to manage it is by like with lithium. I think is most common with bipolar, and then there's always new treatments and stuff. But yeah, they try to manage that balance. Yeah, it is a fascinating thing. I mean, even lack of oxygen can make you not even realize that you're dying. You know what I mean? Like slow. Yeah, it's like it's terrifying, but it's also why we need each other, which is like I think built into us for a good reason.
I was about to say, and that's a big problem with I think today's society and the newer age of kids and like teenagers and young adults out there is like, and like I felt I am part of this problem as well. I'm a homebody. And I don't get out and really socialize with really anybody other than my roommates, you know, and my girlfriend. That's a problem. Humans are built to socialize, you know.
Yeah.
Mind and our consciousness is literally built around socializing and hanging out with each other, you know. Humans for fucking decades and eons have been in small clusters of groups. We're not built to be alone, you know. There's those few solitary hunters out there and people on their own, but the vast majority of humans are built to be a social animal, and it's crazy to me.
You can't replace what like outside the city kind of interaction, but still, this I think is a very interesting, like just where we are here. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting thing.
Exactly.
That's why I enjoy exploring it. I mean, it's almost. I don't know. It's
and like even this, you know, our brains consider this a form of socialization and communication. So
oh shit! Watch out! Watch out!
Jesus! What the fuck?
Oh, I think we're all stuck in our feet. Yeah, because it's waves covered, guys.
Oh god!
Really great talking.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
What's your names, guys? What's your names? Really quick.
My name's Jacob Yoder.
Twang Miller.
Dwayne Miller. I'm Dominic Felucci. I'll see you guys around.
See ya next time.
Hell yeah, boys.
Yeah, baby.
Hell yeah, the cream of the crop.
Hell fuck
Oh yeah, brother.